Hello and good morning friends, welcome to CEC-UGC live lecture. Dear friends, as you know that we are carrying a series of lectures on artificial intelligence, and this is I would say the second lecture on the series. Yesterday we discussed a lot on the artificial intelligence. We tried to understand what artificial intelligence is. With the appropriate examples, we elaborated the whole lecture, and today also we would be continuing further and would be discussing more on artificial intelligence. And for this, we have again with us in our studios Dr. U.S. Pandey. He is Associate Professor in Department of Computer Sciences, School of Open Learning, Delhi University. As you all know that Dr. Pandey has immense experience and taking advantage from his experience as well as because artificial intelligence is his area of expertise. I hope that the way we try to understand about the topic yesterday, today also we are going to get deep insight into this very topic. So I would like to welcome our guest, Dr. U.S. Pandey. Dr. Pandey, welcome to the EduSet lecture. The way you delivered the yesterday's lecture as well as the way you gave the excellent examples such as of robots, that how robots work on the principle of artificial intelligence. I hope that today also we would be having ample of examples with the help of which we would be discussing our today's lecture.
Definitely we are going to do that. I mean, let us start with the same expert system in that. What is this expert system? Is basically the knowledge based system. We have just discussed in yesterday's lecture in detail about that, but here it is the software that uses a specific set of information from which it extracts and processes particular pieces. Expert system, a software system based on the knowledge of a human expert. It is a rule based system, a software system based on a set of if then rules. Inference engine, the software that processes rules to draw conclusions. Expert systems named abbreviations that represent conclusions. Here none, apply no treatment at this time. Turf, apply a turf building treatment. Weed, apply a weed killing treatment. Bug, apply a bug killing treatment. Feed, apply a basic fertilizer treatment. And weed feed, apply a weed killing and fertilizer combination treatment. Boolean variables needed to represent state of the lawn. Bare, the lawn has large bare areas. Sparse, the lawn is generally thin. Weeds, the lawn contains many weeds. Bugs, the lawn shows evidence of bugs. Now see the expert system data that is available. Last, the date of the last data treatment. Current, current date. Season, the current season. Now we can formulate some rules for our gardening expert system. Rules take the form of if then statement. Here you can see some rules. If current minus last is less than 30, then none. If season is equal to winter, then not bugs. If bare, then turf. If sparse and not weeds, then feed. If bugs and not sparse, then bug. If weights and not sparse, then weights. If weights and sparse, then weight feed. Now you can see an execution of our inference engine is like this. System, does the lawn have large bare areas? User, no. System, does the lawn show evidence of bugs? User, no. System, is the lawn generally thin? User, yes. System, does the lawn contain significant weeds? User, yes. System, you should apply a weed killing and fertilizer combination treatment. This is how an expert system produces you the result. Based on the rules you have defined, based on the cases you have defined, the expert system may produce the result in front of you. Now, another very important area of the artificial intelligence is that is artificial neural network. Artificial neural networks, a computer representation of knowledge that attempts to mimic the neural networks of the human body. Yes, but what is a human neural network? You can see here a biological neuron, a neural network where the cell body is there, nucleus is there, the dendrites is there, axon and synapse is there. You can see the same kind of different structure, how the networking take place. Neural network, neuron, a single cell that conducts a chemically based electronic signal. At any point in time, a neuron is either an excited state or an inhibited state. Excited state, neuron conducts a strong signal. Inhibited state, neuron conducts a weak signal. Pathway, a series of connected neurons. Dendrites, input dendrites. Axon, primary output tentacle. Synapse, space between axon and dendrite. You can see here the cell body, nucleus, dendrites, axon, and the chemical composition of the synapse temper has the strength of the input signal. A neuron accepts many input signals, each weighted by corresponding synapse. The pathways along the neural nets are in the constant state of flux. As we learn new things, new strong neural pathways in our brain are formed. Each processing element in an artificial neural net is analogous to a biological neuron. An element accepts a certain number of input values, dendrites, and produces a single output value, axon of either 0 or 1. Associated with each input value is a numeric weight, synapse. The effective weight of the element is the sum of weights multiplied by their respective input values. V1 multiplied by weight W1 plus V2 multiplied by W2 and V3 multiplied by W3. Each element has a numeric threshold value. If the effective weight exceeds the threshold, the unit produces an output value of 1. If it does not exceed the threshold, it produces an output value of 0. Artificial neural networks training. The processes of adjusting the weights and threshold value is a neural net. How does it all work? Train a neural net to recognize a cat in a picture. Given one output value per pixel, train network to produce an output value of 1 for every pixel that contributes to the cat and 0 for every one that does not. Natural language processing, the another field where artificial intelligence is maximum in use. 3 basic types of processing occur during human-computer voice interaction. Voice synthesis, using a computer to recreate the sound of human speech. Voice recognition, using a computer to recognize the word spoken by a human. Natural language comprehension, using a computer to apply a meaningful interpretation to human communication. Voice synthesis, one approach to voice synthesis, dynamic voice generation. A computer examines the letters that make up a word and produces the sequence of sound that correspond to those letters in an attempt to vocalize the word. Phenomena, the sound units in which human speech have been categorized. There are a lot of uses of this voice recognition systems are going to be done through this artificial intelligence tools. As we have just discussed about the artificial neural network, a lot of live example you can consider. Take example, if you have seen some games are going on, like Commonwealth game is going on, you have seen many pictures are showing that which game is going to be played where. For example, if you have seen a symbol of hockey, it is not necessary that hockey and ball is given. A small straight line is there, some ball is being displayed. So, automatically a person recognizes that here the hockey games are going to be conducted. Same way, there is a small symbol by using one thick line and some ball for cricket. In other volleyball, so all different kind of games are going to be just displayed by using a very small symbol, and brain which can easily recognize that which symbol is for what. So, there are many things which is going to be used using this artificial neural network activities. The example which you have given, especially in the area of pattern recognition. Suppose a picture is going to be make a diagnosis whether this is a real picture or not, or some kind of tampering has taken place, or the details of the pictures. Using lot of techniques which are available at the moment, these things can be done. Not only this, even using this kind of technique, if somebody has tampered the picture, take a picture of a terrorist, if he has morphed in different way or using some kind of things, he has changed the style, same thing can be generated in a original form in a many different, using a different technique. So, this is not the one area, lot of other activities are going to be taken by this. Now, you can see this is a voice synthesis. The example, like here again the consonants and the vowels. This, for example, a symbol P is going to be there. Example, pipe, symbol K, it get kick and cat. P, paves, and symbol G, get. M, meme, D, sings. So, you can see here the different symbols have been given and examples of all vowels and semi vowels like W, V, H, he. You have seen the phenomena of the American English. So, you can understand when we are talking in some way, these things can be easily recognized. The voice which have been produced by the humans, the voice which have been produced by any machine, or the voice which have been produced by any single persons can easily be recognized by using these kind of techniques. Not only this, sometimes as you know that we can convert the way of talking things in a writing way. So, you can understand that everybody has a different accent, everybody has a different way of talking. In the same way, everybody has a different way of writing. So, by using these kind of different techniques, we can interpret all these things. Not only interpret, we can categorize all those things and we can check whether these voice are the writings, are the things by given by whom, written by whom, or is it the original writing or not. Each and everything can be done by using the different techniques which is available. Now, see voice synthesis, another approach to the voice synthesis. Recorded speech, a large collection of words is recorded digitally and individual words are selected to make up a message. Many words must be recorded more than once to reflect different pronunciation and inflections. Voice recognition, problems with understanding speech. As we have just discussed, each person's sound are unique. Each person's shape of mouth, tongue, throat and nasal cavities that affect the pitch and the resonance of our spoken voice are unique. Speech impediments, mumbling, volume, regional accent and the health of the speaker are further complications. You may very well know that the accent of every individuals are going to be different, or as we have just say that even region wise, somebody is belonging from a particular area have a different accent, the same person belonging from the other areas have a different accent. Even if they are saying the same thing, if we are talking about the same language, they have a different way of speaking. Other problems, human speak in a continuous and a flowing manner, stringing words together, sound alike phrase like ice cream and I scream, such as I and I are C and C. So, there are a lot of other examples are going to be there. These humans clarify these situations by context, but that require another level of comprehension. Voice recognition system still have trouble with continuous speech. Voice print. The plot of the frequency changes over time representing the sound of human speech. A human trains a voice recognition system by speaking a word several times. So, the computer gets an average voice print for the word. Natural language comprehension. Natural language is ambiguous. Lexical ambiguity. The ambiguity created when words have a multiple meaning. Syntactic ambiguity. The ambiguity created when sentences can be constructed in a various way. As you already know, there are many languages where there are many things which are not defined properly. Take an example of English or Hindi or any other languages, there are many things which can't be defined properly, where they have a meaning, one word is have a different meanings or also, or the way of talking is going to be different. The referral ambiguity. The ambiguities created when pronouns could be applied to multiple objects. What does this sentence mean? Time flies like an arrow. Time goes by quickly. Time flies using a stopwatch as you would time an arrow. The time flies, a kind of fly or find of an arrow. You everybody know how we can say that time flies an arrow. So, the way how these things are going to be there, and the way you are presenting the things is more important. Now, lexical ambiguity is stand up for your country. Take the street on the left. Now, see synthetic ambiguities. I saw the bird watching from the corner. I ate the sandwich sitting on the table. Referral ambiguity. The bicycle hit the curb, but it was not damaged. John was mad at Bill, but he did care. Another very important area is robotics. Mobile robotics. The study of robots that move relative to their environment while exhibiting a degree of autonomy. Sense Plan Act, that is SPA paradigm. The word of the robot is represented in a complex semantic net in which the sensors on the robot are used to capture the data to build up the net. You can see here the Sense Plan Act SPA paradigm: sensing, word modeling, planning, control and execution. Subsumption architecture. Rather than trying to model the entire word all the time, the robot is given a simple set of behaviors, each associated with the part of the word necessary for the behavior. Wagner randomly keep going to the left or right, avoid obstacles, robust transit and station keeping, subsumption architecture, sensors. A robot may not injure a human being or through inaction allow a human being to come to harm. A robot must obey orders given it by a human being. A robot must protect its own existence. Equities. You can see here and this robots, another robot which I have put is going to be there in a different form. This is another the form of the robot which is especially for the satellite and all is going to be used. Why pursue AI? The artificial intelligence very much useful in the area of engineering to get machines to do wider variety of useful things. For example, understand spoken natural language, recognize individual people in visual sense, find the best travel plan for your vacation, cognitive science as a way to understand how natural minds and mental phenomena works. Example, visual perception, memory, learning, language, etc. Philosophy as a way to explore some basic and interesting and important philosophical question such as the mind body problem, what is consciousness, etc. What's easy and what's hard for AI? It has been easier to mechanize many of the high level tasks we usually associate with the intelligence in people. Example, symbolic integration, proving theorems, playing chess, medical diagnosis. It has been very hard to mechanize tasks that lots of the animal can do, walking around without running into things, catching prey and avoiding predators, interpreting complex sensory information. Example, visual, aural, modeling the internal states of the other animals from their behavior, working as a team. Example, with pack mates. Is there a fundamental difference between the two categories? What AI system do? Here are some example applications. Computer vision, the major area where artificial intelligence are in use, face recognition from a large set. You may be listening very well that the now different kind of camera, different kind of softwares which are coming into the market where CCTVs have been installed in the entire city. Take example a city like Delhi. If a particular terrorist is there, it has been seen somewhere in any area, it can be easily recognized by that particular software. This is the main use of this kind of activity. Robotics, autonomous, mostly automobile. Natural language processing, simple machine translation, expert system as we have discussed, medical diagnosis in a narrow domain, spoken language system, 1000 words continuous speech, planning and scheduling, Hubble telescope experiment, learning, text categorization into different topics, user modeling, Bayesian reasoning in Windows help the infamous paper clip and all, games, grandmaster level in chess, world champion, checkers, etc. What cannot artificial intelligence system do yet? Understand natural language robustly. For example, easily it can't do the reading, understanding articles in a newspaper. Surf the web, interpret an arbitrary visual scenes, learn a natural language, exhibit true autonomy and intelligence, play go well, construct plans in dynamic real-time domains, refocus attention in complex environment, perform lifelong learning. What does AI? Academic researches, perhaps the most PhD generating area of computer science in the recent years, because it consists all many areas which is of very much use into the society. It could be, as we have just discussed, voice recognition, face recognition, expert system and different other aspects which are widely used in the society, which help the people to get things done easily. Some of the top artificial intelligence schools, CMU, Stanford, Berkeley, MIT, Urbana, UT, Austin, and of course there are many. And many all other industries, we have seen this logo Berkeley, and you can see all they are using this kind of artificial intelligence tools for different purposes. Government and private research labs are going to be there. NASA, you have very clearly this in NRL, NIST, IBM, AT&T, SRI, ISI, and there are many big labs which are using all these kind of tools. Lots of companies, you maybe have listened about the Google, Microsoft, Honeywell Technologies, Fujitsu, Global Infotech, and many others are using this kind of thing. Reasoning, the reasoning about the actions and change, the resource bounded reasoning, satisfiability, spatial reasoning, temporal reasoning. You can see here the different robotics, the things Kismet, Robocap, Boss, Gog, Sarklet. They are different robots which have been created, and as you know, in nowadays there are many practically useful robots are being installed at different places. Applications, a sample from recent AI conferences, real-time identification of operating room state from video, developing the next generation prosynthetic arm, automatically mapping planetary surface, automated processing of immigration applications, crops, selection for optical planting, heart wall motion abnormality detection. There are many other areas where all these things are going to be used easily. Classification handwriting deficiencies, as we have just mentioned, there are a lot of scanners are there, other things are there. If you are writing the letter, it can be simply scanned and put it in the system, but whether those words can be recognized easily by the computer system, here again, and who has written that particular letter, the authenticity of those letters, it can be checked only through the AI tools, AI techniques. There are a way how, as we have mentioned, given the example of voice and all, these handwritings can be checked. The deficiencies of all those things can be pointed out. As you know, many people write, take a case of example, writing a particular character A. The same A can be written in many ways by the many people, and easily how the things can be recognized by the computer system or by the authentication for that purpose is an important thing. So, these kind of other areas where a lot of work have been already done, still lot of activities are going on. Personal assistance, emergency landing planner for damaged aircraft, air space deconfliction, art print authentication, price prediction for eBay online trading. It could be anything. You can see that artificial and alt and NVR. There are different kind of neuro evolutionary art is going to be there, the functioning of the mind and different kind of other areas, it could be done in that way. Another area, that is bioinformatics, which is the most important activity at the moment. You can see here the genetic monotypic discovery and mapping. You may have listened about the genome theory and all. Here this, when you are attaching the many information, biological information, and you are studying that mathematically using the artificial intelligence tool, many problems have been solved. Here you can see it, a behavioral constraint based approach to protein folding and genetic emotive discovery and mapping. Interaction, MIT sketch tablet, you can see by using these techniques, these things is also going to be developed. Advantages of the export system, which you have just discussed, easy to develop and modify, the use of satisfying, the use of heuristics, development by the knowledge engineers and the users. Export system development alternatives. Here you can see the development cost and type to development the export system, as we have just discussed, uses existing package, develop from export shell, develop from scratch. Application of the export system and artificial intelligence, credit granting, information management and retrieval, AI and export system embedded in products, plant layout, hospital and medical facilities, help desk and assistance, employee performance evaluation, loan analysis, virus detection, repair and maintenance, shipping, marketing, warehouse optimization. And thank you for this.
With this note, thank you, sir. Thank you so very much, because today you have given ample of examples, and we would say that artificial intelligence has lots of applications. So, talking on the applications itself, as the robots were the most appropriate example, and today also you have given ample of examples. So, let's revive what are the applications of the artificial intelligence.
Actually, we have, as we have discussed, lot of other applications of artificial intelligence. As the main example, we have discussed about the natural language processing, which is the very most important area in this way. For example, if something is happening in a different kind of languages, the activities we are not able to get properly. Now, just to take example, if somebody is delivering the idea in different language, or somebody is producing things in a different, how we can get it properly implemented, how can we things get it properly used, and the very important thing is that how can we understand things properly, what he wants to convey, because language should not be used as a barrier for that purpose. You can take example, suppose when you are going from here to abroad, just to any country as a delegation, although interpreters are there to interpret you, to convert your things to the different way, but that is not going to be 100% exactly meaningful in that way, because the many things of that particular persons can't be conveyed. So, here we are not talking about exact in that terminology, but what I mean to say that NLP is using a very important role, and it has a very important role if you are able to understand that your things can be understood by the machine, which is more important. Just like we have discussed about this voice recognition, voice synthesis, and not only even your handwritings and each and everything, there are wide areas are going to be there where artificial intelligence are maximum playing a very important role. And now, as of now, not much more work have been done, but lot of things need to be done. As we have just discussed, that it is not very easy. Till now, if you have some problem, you have to send your voice to a particular lab to get it checked whether it is correct voice or it is authenticated, it is the voice of the same person or not. So, those softwares are available not very easily. Even same way, recognition of your letters, recognition of you have written a letter, particular letter you have seen that somebody has forged your sign. Now, imagine who will check it, how it is going to be authenticated, that what is the things are right. So, these are the techniques. So, there are many areas in the society where artificial intelligence, not only expert system, other areas are also very useful. Take another example I have just given. You are planning a traveling plan. Now, just imagine if you just decide your destination, go to a particular software, put it those destination, the computer will provide the best plan, which will cost you less and you can enjoy maximum. So many things have been given. So, according to those parameters, you can get the things done, and AI will definitely help in this area. So, there are many other areas are also going to be there where artificial intelligence plays a very important role.
In that condition, as you explained yourself, that voice could be recognized, even the handwriting could be checked whether it is of appropriate person or not. Thus, in this way, in the future years, we can predict that the cases of forgery could be predicted well in advance.
Very rightly, Geetika ji, you ask these kind of cases are now very, I mean, it's very easy to detect. Earlier, just to detect regarding this handwriting on, you do have a based on human expert. Do have a human expert, but their recognition, it can't be, I mean, it can be questions. Here what you are doing is through the machines, and that what machine is doing, but the meaning is what artificial techniques are doing, that actually well designed techniques are going to be there. They will just do the pixel wise each and everything mathematically you can see, and by thing it is going to be verified. So, it can be produced anywhere that this is the way how these things have been identified, that your letter is forged or your sign is forged or your voice have been tampered, your picture have been morphed. So, different kind of techniques are there which prove all those things. So, definitely you rightly ask that in the future or at the moment also we are able to recognize A very good example I can give you at the moment. Maybe you are also knowing that in the cities, big cities, we have a CCTV camera. Just imagine, maybe in your mind questions will came that in CCTV camera lakhs of people's pictures are coming. How we can this recognize a terrorist or the person who is some kind of probability kind of activity. So in the computer system, the particular person's details have been fed. So it is not only the picture, the way the pixels and things are going to be there, it has been well mathematically designed systems are going to be there, which can easily recognize if the lakhs of picture is there, it can catch that one. I have given in your lecture example, suppose a picture is there and some cat need to be searched. So computer is able to understand and to easily search that picture using the techniques which have been defined by the artificial.
Could it be done in the near futures also, that many times we have seen that if anybody has access somebody else's ATM card, debit card or something like that, the person if knows the PIN number very easily able to withdraw money. Could it be done in future that the person is required to keep a fingerprint, or the card would accept only if the user withdraws the money from the machine?
I think I have right, very right. Again, it's very important question. See, there are a lot of uses of the techniques are going to be there. Naturally, as society demands, things will improve accordingly. But you are very rightly questions. Every day some improvement. You mean the things are not far away at the moment. Now, even the cards are there is no need to have a PIN number and all. There is many cards which have been biometric kind of activity has now come up into the picture. These kind of ATMs are now installed in India also, where you need not to carry any kind of card, you not to remember these PIN numbers. You go there, have a specific biometric system, bank will easily recognize, that ATM will easily recognize just by your fingerprints or kind of other activities. So these kind of frauds can be checked immediately and without remembering. Like you can understand that a lot of things are changing. Usually now, even if you are IT specialist, people are having 50 password, 50 logins. Now imagine how many things a person can get remembered. So there are different kind of techniques are now being used to get things remembered in a synchronized way, so that systematically nobody can misuse it, as well as you can be benefited of using all those techniques. So very rightly, these kind of techniques are being developed, although little bit costly, because the moment you put more security checks, you need to have more program, more things need to be improved in that way. So things are improving fast, and definitely these things should be done very.
Definitely these things should be done very appropriately, and from time to time changes are required, and that is why we say that if we use artificial intelligence as alone, yes, in that way the real intelligence could be proportional to the artificial intelligence, if we are producing such types of equipments which would facilitate humankind.
Right, very rightly you have mentioned that, because a lot of things need to be done. And as we mentioned, export system is one of them, that we have given an example in that way, that the systems which is containing the idea of different export. Just imagine how much it is going to be useful in the different. I have given an example to you in the mathematics, as we have just know in medical sciences, there are much more complicated problems where technically things are not going to be easily solvable by one person. But if you just imagine, if you have an idea or the knowledge of different expert put together and then use as an expertise, so definitely that kind of analysis is going to be much more good, and it's happening. There are these kind of expert systems are being very useful in many areas to diagnose things, to solve a particular problem.
Thus we could say that after almost 2 or 3 decades, if we work sincerely, every household would have such equipments that would do some work in a minute or a second.
Definitely this could happen in that way, but now you already know that when you are totally based on the technology, these have another effect, although this is not the right time to discuss about it, because a lot of things have been changed now. One day if we find, we discuss about this also, because everything is dependent on totally in the IT way, or on the computers, or on the machines. This could hammer in a different way, as you have rightly pointed out earlier also. There are many things, because the robots have come into the market. Now just imagine, people are asking a question that what is the use of military when robots are going to be there. So the robot of one country will fight with the robot of another country. So what is going to be the play role of that human bodies and all these kind. So these things need to be addressed very much. But after all, these in these machines and everything is not very cheaper in development and all. So these checking, security checks, development of machine, these things are going to be done, but it will take time to be developed in a much more good way, so that it can be used by the human beings in a very easy.
Yes, though future cannot be predicted, what we do today will obviously ripe the fruits tomorrow. But sir, everything in this world which has a positive side has a negative side also. If we talk about the negative side, what could be the after effects?
As we have just told you, that depending on dependency on the machine could harm anything. Just take a simple example. If today your mobile is not working, you just feel that something has lost very much, each and everything. You have lost your contacts, you have lost your emails, you have lost, because you have not got memorized of things. Everything is almost on the stake. Simply, if your laptop is not working, if your system is not working in the office, you say no, because my computer is not working, I am not able to work. What I mean to say is, dependency on the machine are, as we mentioned, there are a lot of robots are working in this industry. They are producing the sims of that. So the negative impact, naturally, as we have discussed also, the manpower is not being utilized at that way. Although these points to be corrected, exactly how much role is going to be played by the machine and how much things are going to be done by the human being. Take in any different areas where machines are being to use. Just take example, you know about the saris and on different kind of cloths are being produced. When this is how this made at a human home, are made by the, you say, this charkha and a different thing. These things are much more costly. If you produce by a machine, it is much more cheaper. So what is happening, there are definitely positive and negative impacts are there. And I think it could be, if you are totally dependent on machine, it may create a problem at some point of time.
With this note, I would like to thank you. Thank you so very much for delivering such a productive lecture. And I would like to tell you all that in future lectures also, we would be discussing more on the artificial intelligence. We have so far conducted 2 lectures and 2 more lectures are lined up for the month of February. Thank you, sir. Thank you so very much.
Thank you.